Good afternoon, students. I welcome you. We have started with electricity, and in the first lecture, students, I have told you what is electricity. You have seen electricity is nothing but flow of charge, and which charges are flowing in metallic conductor, students. We have told you in metals like copper, the copper wiring which is at your home, students. These are the electrons which are moving from one atom to another, and the flow of electrons constitutes forms electric current, student, in the wires which you are having at your homes. Therefore, we have also told you that these electrons which are moving are those which are present in the outermost shell of the atoms. They are loose, they need energy, and with energy, students, we can drift the electrons from one atom to other, and that is what constitutes electric current. Am I right, student? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So the shifting of electrons in metals like copper is the what we call as electricity, students. And we have already told you, student, we already told you in this that there are there are two types of electricity which we told you. Is one static electricity, students. As I said that sometimes you are coming out of your car, you touch it and you get a sudden shock, students, and that is because of that there is a bundle of electrons which are transferred to your hand, students, and electrification takes place. So you touch an object, you can get electric shock, students. Lightning, you have seen the clouds have got electricity, electric. So the stream of electrons jump from one object to another. They are loose, students, and when you comb your hairs, you may have experienced the hairs stand up. So the electrification of the hair means there is a bundle of electron transferred to your hairs from the comb, which have loosely bound electrons, and you can see the static electric effect, students, in our everyday life. So we told you electricity is a phenomena associated with moving electric charges. Since positive charges are present in the protons are present in the nucleus, and they are very tightly held up by the nuclear forces. These are the electrons which are responsible for electricity in the metallic conductor, students. So this is one of the greatest inventions of our lives, because electricity is a very convenient, comfortable, and most important source of energy at our homes. All the electrical appliances at your homes are working with the electric power, electricity, student. But you can see that this electricity is being generated through many primary sources, from thermal plants. When you burn coal, student, fossil fuels are being burned, and then the fall of the water from a higher to a lower height. So nuclear energy is being converted into electrical energy. So what is interesting, important, that the transmission of electricity is very simple and can be easily done from one point to another. That's the important point. So we can't live without electricity today, because at our home, student, the fans are running, lights are on, laptops are on, refrigerators are on, the TV is going on, and washing machines, all the electrical appliances needs electricity, right? So this is an important thing. Where you don't have electricity, you don't have education. Now education is very much related with the availability of electricity, and there are places, students, still where electricity is not available. And then it is important that electricity should reach each and every human being, because this is the only way we can now study. With the corona pandemic, you know that we are all online students, and this online revolution is completely taking place now. As I am taking your class, you can see that without electricity, I would not be possible to take your class. So you can see how important is this. Therefore, students, the study of electricity chapter is very important, and we have to understand the basic things. So, what is an electric current, student? We told you the rate of flow of charge is called the electric current. Rate of flow of electric charge means that how much charge will flow in 1 second, student, and we have given a formula for that. Also, we said electric current is the rate of flow of electric charge, the amount of charge flowing through a particular area in a unit time. So it is, these are the, since these are negatively charged particles, the electrons which are moving, students, therefore we have to say how much charge is moving per second, student. So we have a formula for that which we have given. The current in amperes is given by Q by T. Q is the charge, student, charge, and T charge in coulombs. Coulombs is the charge, SI unit of charge, student, and T is the time in seconds. Then I will get current in amperes. So the SI unit of current is what? Amperes. Ampere, student. There is an instrument, ammeter, with which we can also measure the amount of the current flowing. So student, it is clear that 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second. 1 coulomb per second. When 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, then we have 1 ampere of current. Since 1 ampere of current is a larger amount, student, so we are also using, you have seen milliamperes. 1 milliampere is 10 minus 3 amperes, and microampere is 10 minus 6 ampere. So these are the smaller units of the current, students. And the instrument which measures the electric current, what is the name of that instrument, student? It was asked in one of the paper. Name the instrument, student, which is used to measure the electric current. So ammeter A, student, is represented by A. This is an instrument, student, which is used for measuring the current. And when the electric current flows, student, you know that this is positive and this is negative. What is the meaning of this, students? Now we will tell you very soon that in order for a current to flow, student, or to be used, we will need a electric circuit. What you will need is a electric circuit, student. What is the electric circuit? It is a closed path, student. It is a closed path for transmitting the electric current. How will you transmit electric current from one point to another? You have to create a closed path. Okay? A closed path for transmitting electric current is called an electric circuit. For how do we create an electric circuit, student? So electric circuit means that you, what you need is, student, electric circuit, a closed path for transmitting the electric current. For transmission of the, if you want to transmit, student, electric current from one point to another point, then what you need is a electric circuit. So what will you need then? You will need, student, a cell. Then you will need wires, student, as you will see, electrical wires. Electrical wires will be required, students. And you will have a key, plug key, student, to switch on or switch off, what we call of on or off switch. On or off switch, students. So these electrical wires, usually, copper wires are being used, student. They're insulated copper wires. There is an insulation on the top of that. You have seen at your home, student, insulated copper wires. And you will need, student, the lamps, whatever your bulbs, tubes, or lamps, or whatever electronic devices which you are using, student, right? So and to measure the amount of the current flowing, student, you will attach ammeter, student, plus and minus. I will tell you what is the meaning of plus and minus. This is an ammeter. Ammeter is required, student. Ammeter. So this will measure the amount of the current which is flowing, student. And you will need cell or battery, student. Why do we need battery? We will tell you very soon, student, as it is represented by plus. This is our battery, is nothing but when more than one cells are connected in series, students. So what we are having, student, you have 1, 2, and 3 cells. This is my plus, students, and this is positive terminal. This is a negative terminal. There is a positive terminal of the battery, positive, and you have a negative terminal of the battery. Did you see when you put a cells in your torch? Cells in your torch, they have a positive and a negative. You switch on, it lights up. Switch off means connection broken. So students, in order to have electric circuit, here is a diagram of the electric circuit we have shown you, student, that you can see that plus minus, the electrons are flowing from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, students. The flow of electron is from negative to the positive, but the direction of the current by convention is taken from positive to the negative. You can see that direction of the current I. You can see here direction of the current, student. Current is flowing. This is the direction of the current I. This is from positive to negative, but electrons are flowing. Electrons are flowing in this direction, student. By convention, the direction of current has been taken from positive to the negative. The flow of electrons is from negative to the positive. Note down, these points are important, students, because earlier when the electricity was discovered, it was thought that it is due to the movement of positive charges. But we have shown you positive charges are not going to move in metallic conductors. They are bound inside the nucleus. Protons are inside the nucleus, students, and they are very strongly tied up, and we do not have energy to remove them like this. So you have further seen, student, the emitter connection. This emitter is connected in series, student. In it is connected in series. Important that the positive terminal of the cell is connected with positive of the emitter, and negative is connected with the negative of the emitter. ठीक है, terminal of the cell, and the electrical flows from positive to the negative, students. This is a complete picture. This is an electric bulb, electrical wires, ammeter, key. I can close, I can open the, break the circuit when I open the key, and close the circuit when I put the key, and this bulb will light up, students. Therefore, students, anytime some flow of electron or current is taking place, we know there is a circuit. There is an electrical circuit at your home also. For different appliances are drawing different amounts of current, student. Bulb, you have seen about 60-watt bulb, student, 0-watt bulb, lower watts bulb, higher watt bulbs, tubes, refrigerators, your um, your washing machine, students. They all work at different amount of currents are required for them. So we will tell you in the coming days how, what type of circuit is there. So electrical circuit has to be there for the current to flow, student. Any current you want to transmit from point A to point B, there will be electrical circuit, that we understand. And here you can see on off switch. Here is a battery, students, and the negative and positive, and the bulb also has positive, negative. It is connected when circuit is complete. Switch is on, circuit, put a key here, switch on, bulb will light up. Break the circuit, then what will happen? No, circuit is not complete. Electric current is not flowing through the circuit, and the bulb will stop glowing, students. So all this information is already known to us. So the story is very simple, students, that you say that I, the current mathematically in amperes is given by this formula. Did you note down this formula, students? Right? What is the Q charge? And you should know that the charge of one electron, the particles which are moving as electron, student. Electron is a charged particle. And you know what is the charge of one electron? The charge of one electron, students. 1.6 into 10 minus 19 coulombs. This is the charge of one electron. So when 1 coulomb of charge will flow, how many electrons will be there, students? Can we calculate it? The answer is yes. There is a very large number of electrons that will flow, student, when 1 coulomb of charge will flow through. So we already told you everything about this, students, that a current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of electric bulb for 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge. You have been told, you already did this question, student. I is equal to Q by T, and I is equal to 0.15 amperes, and time is equal to 10 minutes will mean, student, 10 into 60, that is 600 seconds, students. So what is the charge, student? I into T. I is the current in ampere, students, and T is the time in second, students. So what you will get, student, out of this? How many? 300 coulombs. So you can see 300 coulombs of charge flows when a current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of electric bulb, students. Important point, student, important point. So 300 coulombs of charge is flowing in 1 second. In 1 second, if you have electric bulb, which is drawing 0.5 ampere of current. As I said, you have electric bulbs, you have tubes, you have refrigerators, you have washing machines, electric heaters, geysers. They draw different amounts of current, student. And we can say how much charge flows per second. That is the value of this, student. And as I said, the interesting thing, that the charge of one electron, the charge of one electron is how much? 1.6 into 10 minus 19 coulomb, students. If I want to calculate, number of electrons in 1 coulomb of charge, student, we can do that. So 1.6, 10 minus 19 coulomb is equal to 1 electron. Then 1 coulomb will be equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 minus 19 electrons, students, which will be how much? 1.6, 1 by 1.6 into 10 power 19 electrons, students. If I simplify this, 10 by 1.6 into 10 power 18 electrons. So how much it will come, students? You can calculate the value of this. So this is, if I multiply with 6, 9.6, so approximately I can say that approximately equal to 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. Okay, that means 1 coulomb of charge. 1 coulomb of charge will mean the flow of 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. 18 electrons. See how many electrons are there. So 300 coulombs means, if in 1 second 300 coulomb means how many electrons it will need? 300 into 6 into 10 power 18 electron. In other words, what I try to show you, student, if you have 300 coulombs, that will mean 300 into 6 into 10 power 18 electrons are flowing, student, through the electric bulb, which is drawing 0.5 ampere of current in 1 second. In 1 second. So that means 6 into 18 into 10 power 20 electrons. Can you see that figure, student? So how many electrons go for 300 coulombs of charge? And this is a electron flow which is responsible for that charge. Clear? Any doubt? Tell me. Do you have any doubt, student?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. I thank you that you are with me. You are with me. You are understanding the basic things, student. They are very, very important. Okay. So, students, if I ask a question, student, what does an electric circuit mean, student? What does an electric circuit mean? What is your answer, students? What is an electric circuit, student? So we have just told you, student, electric circuit is a continuous and closed path. It is a continuous and closed path, student. Closed path, student, in which electric current flows. Continuous closed path in which electric current flows. Am I right? And we have
Yes,
shown
sir.
how to make a electric circuit, student. You have seen there is a key, there is a ammeter, there is a light source, electrical wires are there. Electrical wires are there, students. A battery is there or a cell is there. Then you have a plug which student on and off. So that is required for the current to flow. Clear? Answer number 2, student, define the unit of the current. Student, what is the unit of the current? SI unit, what is the current of unit? They have asked this in the paper, student. The current is expressed in amperes, student, right? And what is that? I is equal to Q by T, student. And if I say 1 ampere will mean, student, 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second. Okay? 1 coulomb, when 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, that is equal to 1 ampere. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Answer number 3, student. Calculate the number of electron constituting 1 coulomb of charge. We have just calculated before you, student. The charge of 1 electron is how much? 1.610 minus 19 coulomb, student. Therefore, the number of electrons 1.6 into 10 minus 19 coulombs is equal to 1 electron. Then 1 coulomb of charge will be how much? 1 by 1.6 into 10 minus 19 electrons, which is coming equal to about 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. Am I right? Noted? Very important, very important question, students. Did you note it down?
Yes, sir.
I thank you, students. You are with me. You are with me. Are you with me, students? Tell me,
Yes, sir.
do you have energy? Without energy, we can't study. Without, we must have energy. We must focus. We must concentrate, student. And we have to think. We are going to understand the basic concepts of science, students. We are not going to do mugging or rattabaji. हम we will like to understand. हमें समझना है students. समझने के लिए we have to focus, students. Concentrate, think and think. Answers will come. Answers will come, students, and we will understand. I will try to decode each and every line, each and every word of the books which we have, student, in our course. So our purpose is to decode all the books which we are studying in science or chemistry or physics or whatever possible books we have for our course. So stay with me. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Keep on interacting with me. Keep on participating. These are live sessions. These are webinar, students. Participate, learn, and at the same time, teach me a lot of new things. And your participation, your enthusiasm also gives me power to do more and more, better and better teaching every time. And you are already subscribing the channel, where you will get the link and also the video recording of all the lectures which we are doing, students. And you can forward it to your friends, because those who cannot study, student, because of this serious pandemic, let them also learn science, because now there is a great difficulty for the students. You are aware of it. Okay. Now, students, the question before us is, you will ask me, why will the current flow? Supposing I put a copper wire, student, here. Let me see. This is a copper wire. This is a copper wire. Okay? You have seen this is copper wire, student. Copper wire. Now this is a metallic wire. And we said there are electrons which are loosely bound, but if I touch the copper wire, am I getting any shock or any current? Tell me, am I experiencing any current in this wire? The answer is no. There are electrons, but they are not moving, student. They are not flowing. So how will the electrons flow? It's just like this, students. If I consider, student, supposing here, students, I consider that there is a water student here. And if the water is at equal height, the water is at equal height, student, supposing in this, will it flow, students? Will it flow from one point to another point? But you know, water always flow from higher height to lower height. Is it right? There has to be a pressure difference, students, for the water to flow. If we are saying there are electrons which are uniformly distributed in the wire, students, they have to move in a particular direction, then we have to apply a difference. What type of difference here? Electric potential. So there should be difference in electric potential, because you are talking of charged particles, electrons. Unless I apply a potential difference, unless there is an electric potential student between a point A and point B, the flow of charges is not going to place. So charges do not flow in copper wire by themselves, students. Um, so we have to create in order to for the flow of charges in a metallic conductor, student, there has to be a difference of electric pressure. What I'm saying, the charges to flow, what is required, student? What is the condition? What is the condition? There is a condition of everything, student. Without condition, water tanks are at a higher height in your home and water flows from higher to a lower height. But can it go from lower to higher height? Then you have to apply electric motor, student, pressure to move it. Now we are saying there are charges, but these charges are not moving as such unless we create a potential difference, student, unless we apply a electric potential. So what is the condition, student, for the electrons to move? There should be difference of electric pressure. There should be difference of what I'm saying, electric pressure. Water flows from higher pressure to lower pressure. Air is flowing from higher pressure to lower pressure. Heat is flowing from higher temperature to lower temperature. And here you want charges to flow. The charges will flow from higher electric pressure to lower electric pressure. Tell me, am I right or wrong? So we have to create a, what we call, this is what we call as a potential difference, students. Electric potential, electric pressure means potential difference has to be there, students. So we have to create a potential difference point. If this is point A, student, and this is my point B, students, if I want the electrons to move from A to B, students, I have to apply a potential difference. I have to create an electric potential, student, electric pressure. If electric pressure at A is more than B, what will happen, student? What I'm saying, supposing, now how will I do it? Supposing now I'm putting something like this, student. What is this? This is a cell or a battery. If I apply a cell or a battery, this becomes negative, this becomes positive. There is a electric pressure, student. Electric pressure is created. As soon as you create an electric pressure, student, then electron will start moving. Am I right? Yes or no? Do you understand? Therefore, students, how do we create an electric pressure? How do we generate a potential difference? This can be created by using a cell or a battery. If I attach a cell or a battery, student, one is a negative, one is a positive, you are creating a potential difference. You are creating an electric pressure, student, for the electrons to flow. Therefore, we are talking of electric potential and potential difference, student. What makes the electric charges to flow? We define electric potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to another point. When charge will move, students, from one point to another point, you are moving a charge, student, Q, from point A to point B, student, then work will have to be done. Can it move without doing some work? Tell me. So work will have to be done. Electric work has to be done, student, here. W. In order to move a charge from A to B, if W is the work done in moving the charge Q from A to B, students, then this will be done by how? That will be done by the electric potential difference, or V. So students, what I'm saying, the electric potential, or here we are saying V, student, V is our electric potential, W is the work done to move the charge Q, student, from point A to point B. Then I can say that the potential difference V is equal to W by Q. V is equal to W by V, students. So the potential difference between point A and B is nothing work done divided by the charge, or work is equal to potential difference into charge Q. So we can write, students, the electric potential difference between 2 points in electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to another. Is it clear? V is equal to W by K. And the SI unit of electric potential difference is volt. Volt, student. We represent by volt. Then what will happen? We can also write W is equal to V into Q, students. Q is in volts, Q is a charge in coulombs, and W is the work done in joules. Or in other words, student, I can say that. What I can say? V, if I say V is 1 volt, that will be when work done is 1 joule. SI unit is joule, student. And when 1 coulomb of charge. In other words, the work done in moving 1 coulomb of charge. 1 coulomb of charge. Okay? If 1 joule of work is required to be done to move 1 coulomb of charge from point 1 to B, that will be equal to potential difference of 1 volt. And 1 coulomb, you already know how many electrons are there. We have shown a calculation. 1 coulomb of charge contains 6 into 10 power 18 electrons will move, students. And that will require 1 joule, which will be equal to potential difference of 1 volt. Therefore, students, we can say that the SI unit of potential difference is volt, which we represent by V, and volt is nothing but joule per coulomb. So when we want to replace joule per coulomb, we can replace by V, students, in our problems or numericals, which we will solve. You are aware why the volt is named after Volta. Volta, student, the scientist is to honor the scientist Volta, which was Alessandro Volta, an Italian physicist, student, who gave this potential difference volt. You are using his name actually, and that is 1 volt. 1 volt is equal to joule per second. 1 volt is 1 joule. 1 joule per coulomb. 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per coulomb, students. So potential difference between 2 points in electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to another. Is it clear? What is? So you will need a battery, student. You will need a cell in order to get electric current. Without a battery, there will be no potential difference. When there is no potential difference, no current will flow, student. Current will only flow when you apply an electric potential, electric pressure, and that is possible by using cell or a battery. Battery is when 2 or more cells are connected in series. Clear? How do you measure the potential difference, students? How do we measure the potential difference? How to measure? How to measure, student, potential difference? How will we measure the potential difference? There is an instrument which is called voltmeter, student. Voltmeter. So this voltmeter is an instrument, student, which is used. Voltmeter is an instrument, students, which is used for measuring the potential difference in volts. What are the units? Volts, which we have told you. So it will give a reading when we connect in a circuit, student. Voltmeter is always important point, student. Voltmeter is always connected in parallel, students. Whereas to measure the current, I used ammeter. And ammeter is always connected in series in a circuit, connected in parallel in a circuit. These are some of the important points, students. Whereas ammeter is connected in series. ठीक है? In a circuit. We told you about that, student. These are some of the questions which have been asked in the paper, student. Is it okay? Do you understand what I said, student, by now? Any doubt? Tell me. What is
No,
potential?
sir.
Okay, what is potential difference? What is potential difference, student? Okay, very good. Thank you. The question is, students, how much work is, you say that electrons cannot flow unless we create a electric pressure. Electric pressure is created by attaching a cell or a battery, or in other words, work has to be done in moving a charge from point 1 to B. And we have given a formula for that, students. How much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulombs across 2 points, having a potential difference of 12 volts. Now he's saying, this is our question, student. Question. What is the question, student? How much work is done in moving a charge, students? Here are the 2 points, students. And you are having a charge Q, how much? 2 coulombs. 2 coulombs of charge you have to move from point A to B, student, and you are saying the potential difference. What is the potential difference, student, here? How many? What is the potential difference, students? How much V? How much voltage? 12 volts. So potential difference of 12 volts is applied to move the charge 2 coulombs from point A to B. He's saying how much work is done. What do you have to calculate? Work, student. You are given V is equal to 12 volts, students, and Q is equal to 2 coulombs. You have 1 minute to answer the question. 1 minute to answer the question, students. Apply the formula which we told you, students. What is the formula of potential difference, student? Work done, W by Q.
Sir, the work done is 24 joules.
Work is equal to V into Q, student. V is 12 volt and Q is how much? 2 coulomb, student. So what you get? How much answer is coming?
Sir,
24
24 joules.
volt. Coulomb is equal to joule, student. Joules, 24 joules. So these are the SI units, student. The W is 24 joules. 24 joule of work must be done if you want to move 2 coulombs of charge from point A to B when potential difference is 12 volt. How much is that? 12 volt. And you already know that 1 coulomb contains how many electrons? We calculated, student. 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. So 2 coulombs have how many electrons are moving? When this charge is moving, how many electrons are moving in 2 coulomb? You know. 2 coulomb, student, how many electrons will be there? You have 30 seconds to answer the question. How many electrons are moving? You have 2 coulombs, student. You know the charge of 1 electron is 1.6 into 10 minus 19 coulomb, students. So 1 coulomb has how many electrons? 6 into 10 power 18 electrons, students. And if you are moving charge of 2 coulombs, how many electrons? 2 into 6. So you can see that how many electrons are moving from point A to point B, student. 12 into 10 power 18 electrons. If you want to move so many electrons, students, from point A to point B, the work 24 joules. If you apply a battery of 12 volts, 12 volts will come from where? What is the source of this battery, student? Battery, what is a battery? When cells are connected in series, if you have a cell of 3 volt, connect 4 in series, you will get 3 into 4, 12 volts. Clear? Any doubt? Okay. Now, students, Question is, name the device that helps to maintain a potential difference across a conductor student. Which device? Name a device, students, which helps to maintain a potential difference. What is your answer, students? You have 30 seconds to answer the question. You have 30 seconds to answer the question, student. Which device maintains the potential difference across a conductor, students?
Sir, a battery or a cell?
Yes. If you have a cell, student, or battery, students. So if you have a conductor, student, A and B, if you want to maintain a potential difference, you know what you have to do, student. You have to apply, student. You have to apply a battery, student. So this is our battery or a cell. That is the correct answer, students. Answer 2, student. What is meant by saying that the potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt? What it means, student?
Sir, it means that 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 unit of positive charge.
What is the formula? V is equal to W by Q, student. When W is 1 joule, 1 coulomb, then this will be equal to 1 V. Am I right? So when 1 coulomb of charge, okay, and 1 joule of work is done, 1 joule of work done in moving 1 coulomb of charge, students. That is what we mean by 1 volt. Is it true? Okay. So the rate of doing work is 1 joule per 1 coulomb of charge. 1 coulomb of charge. Okay. 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge, students. That will be equal to 1 volt. See that whatever we are explaining, we are giving formulas, and then we are trying to solve questions, students, based on that formula, which can be asked in the student. These are small things. We must be able to understand, students, everything. Able to understand everything. Next question is coming, student. How much energy is given to each coulomb of charge passing through a 6-volt battery, student? Question: how much energy is given, student? How much energy is given? How much energy is given, student? How much energy is given, students, to each coulomb of charge passing through a 6-volt battery, students? What is the formula, student? V is equal to W by Q. This work is nothing but energy, students. So what is W? V into Q, student? So how much energy is given to each coulomb of charge? Q is 1 coulomb. V is 6-volt, student. What you will get? 6 volt. 6 volt into 1 coulomb. That will be called 6 volt coulomb, which will be equal to 6 joules. ठीक है? The energy will be, students, 6 joules. Is it okay? Then we told you, student, what is the need of the circuit diagram, student? Why do we need a circuit diagram? So when we have told you, what we told you, student, when current is flowing, electric circuit is required. What is required, student? Electric circuit. So what is the electric circuit, student? It is a closed path in which the electron moves. And what are the components, student? What it contains? As you can see, it has, student, this is our cell or a battery. Then what you have, these are electrical wires, student. And here you have a lamp or bulbs or whatever electronic devices you are attaching, students. You have, student, you have seen ammeter. See, the plus of ammeter is with the plus of the battery and minus is with the minus. Ammeter is an instrument to measure the current. Then you have a key. K is the key, student. You can plug the key. When you will put the key inside, circuit is complete and current will flow. If you switch off, means take the plug out. So it is convenient to draw a schematic diagram in which different components of circuit are represented by symbols conveniently used, students, so that we can use them. What we are using here, symbols. Can you see? These are the symbols. This is a symbol of bulb, student. This is a symbol of ammeter. This is a symbol of key. This is a symbol of cells. What I am using, students? Symbols. Okay? Symbols which can be conveniently used of different components of the circuit. Different components of a circuit. Okay? Now, students, in your book, you will find they have given a table, student, in which they have given the symbols of different electrical components which we will be using in a circuit or diagram, student. So you will need a circuit diagram which will show how the different components are connected, student, when current will flow, and what are the symbols which we use for the different components. There is a table. We have a table, student, in the book. So your NCERT book has a table, student, in which it has shown the symbols of this. So what are these symbols, students? Let us see. The most common symbols of some commonly used components in circuit diagram. Please take a note of this, important, students, because whenever we will draw these circuits, we will be using these symbols. The cell will be represented like this. You see, you have seen cell. You have a positive and a negative. Battery is nothing but combination of cells. As you see, this is our cells. And what is a battery, students? You are connecting, this is one cell, 2 and 3. These cells are connected in series. You can see this is a battery. What you're doing, student? This is one cell, another cell, student, another cell. Like this, you can connect, student. This is our plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. So these are connected. This is cell 1, cell 2, cell 3. So many cells have been connected here. So when you need more voltage, student, more potential difference, then you will connect more than one cell. They are connected in series here, in series here. A plug or a switch, student, this is if I put this plug, student, there is nothing inside this. Open, this is open. The circuit is broken, student. As you will put this, then what will happen? This point, can you see it? Then this switch is closed. Thus is switch open, switch closed. Circuit is complete now. When you put it like this, current will flow. Then a wire joint, student. This is a wire joint. Here is a wire joint, student. This wire, and there is another one, wire joint. And when the wires are crossing, this wire, these are the crossing wires. Wires crossing means they are not joining, student. They are not joined. One wire, another wire is coming on that. Electric bulb, how are you representing electric bulb? You have seen, we have drawn it like this. This is a filament of the bulb actually shown. This is our bulb, student, or sometimes they show it like this. Electric bulb, students. Symbols, note down. Resistance. How will you show resistance to the flow of the current? We will explain more about this. This is the R, student, resistance. And variable resistance or rheostat. RHEO, rheostat, student. See the arrow means I can change the resistance by this. The resistance can be changed, student. This was the resistance. Now I can change it, student. This resistance is different. If I put it here, different. This is a rheostat. Ammeter, students. How do we show ammeter? Ammeter is connected in series. We have told you plus minus. This is a plus of the battery, minus of the battery. This is our ammeter A. And voltmeter, student. You are again showing. This is connected in series. And this is connected in parallel in a circuit. Parallel in a circuit, student. Note down everything. Have you noted?
Yes, sir.
These are the components which will be used when we will draw a circuit. So this ends the second part of electricity. And in the next part, we will continue with Ohm's law and the third important part of the electricity. So any doubt for you students in this? Do you have any doubt? Okay, then we will meet you in our next class. And I hope this is lecture 2. You will get a video recording of this also. Make your notes and keep working, students. Concentrate and focus and try to learn everything. We will decode each and every word. Do not cram the thing, students. Learn science, then we will love science and we will be able to solve all the questions. Okay, then we will see you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.